What up, what up, what up, what is happening, good people? Welcome to this Relationship Friday edition of Herb and Two alongside Toussaint Warner. My name is Herb Howard. This is where we get together and talk about issues that currently impact the black community, but on Fridays, we specifically set aside time to talk about the relationships in our community. We believe they are foundational to everything else we want to build in our community: economics, education, politics, agriculture. All of them have to be built on a solid foundation of good relationships, and we don't think our relationships are all that healthy in the community right now, so we talk about them, set aside some time to do that intentionally on Friday. Thank y'all so very, very much for choosing to be a part of this conversation. As always, your input is valued and certainly appreciated. We would kindly request that you please take a quick second to share the broadcast, share it on your personal page, share within your personal network, share with anybody that you think would add value to this conversation or at least find value in this conversation. Again, this is Herb and Two. It is intellectual thuggery at its absolute finest. My name is Herb. His name is Two. Two. What's happening, good brother?
What's up, famo? I'm blessed and highly favored. G, how you?
I'm straight in the perm other than somebody stole my car last night.
Yeah, that kind of sucks balls.
That's not
experience on my side.
Other than that, I'm Gucci in the motherfucker.
That's some wild shit, though.
It's so wild.
Two wildest shits to ever. Like how it makes you feel.
Right.
Motherfuckers stealing your whip and motherfuckers breaking your crib.
You feel violated, especially when they come in your crib.
Violated. The crib shit is very, very,
very violated.
Very, very different.
Only thing more violating than somebody coming in, I don't even know if it's more violating, but like somebody robbing you in person.
No, I had that. I prefer that than a nigga coming in your crib.
I can see that. I can see that.
I prefer that. Right?
I can see that.
Nigga kick low end. Once you move to the low end, you get introduced to robbery and shit. That didn't happen in the hundreds. We don't do like shit. But that's the culture of the low end. So they kicked my door in on the low end twice.
Over East they take.
Twice. They do take over East. I respect taking. I respect taking though. That's some G shit. Take from me, motherfucker. Don't steal.
We don't take. We don't steal. We take shit over East.
I respect the motherfucker they take. Don't steal from me.
Yeah.
But motherfuckers kicked my door in twice. But one time they did kick my door. They don't know how he got in.
Yeah.
I had two experiences. Kicked my door in. I thought it was a little nigga that moved next door, right? So I knocked on the door, had my gun out and everything. Like, hey, you see a motherfucker coming to my house? Make sure I have my gun out just to let them know. I said, well, just in case.
You wouldn't happen to know. You wouldn't happen to know motherfuckers that.
You ain't happen to see it. I'm gonna kick my door in, right? You ain't see that shit or nothing. I was just in case, I want you to know I shoot niggas, man. So, be careful.
I'm on edge over here.
I'm on edge. I be nervous and shit. But another time, this true shit. You know how the crib is, so the garage, if you don't come, I come in through the garage, you don't even see the front door.
Right.
Right? So I come in the crib, I don't stop downstairs, I always go straight upstairs. And it was the home next door was locked up because they were doing work on the home. All of a sudden I hear all this loud ass noise. My dumb ass thinks somebody over next door working on the crib. But it was so familiar, the noise, like it was so
close.
I said, wait a minute, man, that sounds weird. So I go downstairs. Don't notice nothing. Then I'm finna walk back upstairs and I see my windows open. First thing I said, my dumbass children. First thing. That's all I can think. Dumbass children, right? So I open the door. I close the window, open the door.
Just kindergartner, like I said.
Just looking around like on some weird shit. And I see this nigga walking down the street fast as fuck. Still ain't got it. They still ain't registered, right? Then I thought about it. I said, hey, motherfucker, come here. Don't open everything. I ain't got no shoes on. I'm chasing this motherfucker all through the neighborhood, bro. This motherfucker was in my house when I came home. Gee,
that's wild as hell.
I would have killed that motherfucker, man.
You have to.
I would have killed him if I'd have caught him.
You have to.
That's probably the only reason why I didn't resonate with you, because it wasn't meant for you to kill him.
First motherfucker stole my car, I almost caught him too.
Yeah.
So, young nigga, had the neighborhood cutlass. Everybody wants to steal that shit. Put some, first day, I got some Billups, that's a Billups steering wheel, and I put some sounds in the trunk. I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm putting the sounds in the trunk that night. Motherfucker stole it, right?
Of course.
So I'm on some hot boy shit.
Motherfucker out the window like, oh, we got some new speakers.
Yeah, we got it's sweet over here, y'all. It's sweet. Right. So look, I'm on some hot boy shit. Just left one chick, coming home and change clothes, go get another chick.
Right.
I'm on some young shit. You know what I mean?
He in the hole.
And the way, shut up, shut your mouth, stop it. So the way we had what they call it, the bungalow. So my room was the top, the little roof part, right? So I hear constant, damn, that sound like my car. It started. So I go to the front of the window. These niggas is so calm and lazy.
They chilling.
No rush.
They chilling and stealing it.
No, I was so offended.
We chilling and stealing.
I was so offended. I had on boxes and a white beard. Nigga getting in the driver's seat. Partners getting in the passenger seat. But it's like
it's their car.
Like they shit. They're taking their time. Gee, so I jumped down the stairs. Nigga, I'm running so motherfucking fast and I'm still yelling at my parents. I'm yelling, Daddy, get the gun. Because he got the gun, I got the gun this time.
Right.
But I'm going to kill this nigga if I catch him with my back hand. I figured the driver going to get away.
Get the strap.
I'm going to catch this passing motherfucker. So as soon as I jumped off the porch, they pulled off. I don't even think they noticed me. They was cruising. I chased them niggas I chased the car from 74th. Oh, I wanted to kill them niggas, man. From 74th to the white building on 71st is right there on the expressway. I get to 71st, it's like 20 police outside the white building. I'm behind the car, nigga. I came up with the car.
Right.
I'm determined to kill these people.
Right.
These motherfuckers turned toward Inglewood. I see the police. I'm running to the police like, man, they just stole my car. You know what the police told me?
Call 911.
Call the police.
Oh, suck my dick, you man. That's the start of the end of the beginning for me.
Call the police is crazy.
Yeah.
They be on that, man. They be on that.
That's wild.
When I called the police today about my stolen vehicle, just to make a report, I didn't have no expectation of the police coming to my house about no stolen car. What the fuck y'all gonna do anyway, right? Although they broke the window to get in my car. I walked outside, I was like, damn, I was parked right here, all the fucking glass right here. Not usually parking in the back, but my partner was there, so her car was in the back. So I'm like, just tweak. I'm like, fuck. Anyway, all the glasses and all, so I'm like, fuck. I called the police. I'm like, yo, somebody stole my car. Like, what's the plates? Give them the plates. These motherfuckers tell me, hey, you know your plates expired? I say, hey.
It's on the go.
You motherfuckers are burying the lead here, goddammit. You burying the lead. That lady just as calmly as she could said on that motherfucking phone, said, all I'm saying is that I can't file a police report over the phone. If your plates are suspended, you're gonna have to come to the district or go to a district. I was like,
because the plates was suspended?
That's wild.
I want to expect y'all to come here. I just want to file the report on the, can't file the report on the phone because your plates are suspended. You're gonna have to go to the district. Okay, get to the district.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's what.
Hey, what brings you in today? Stolen car. Okay, you got the registration and what I just fucking tell you? Where you keep your registration at?
Car, you asshole.
Where the fuck is your registration at right now? In your glove box, man, too. Stop playing with me, man. But they ended up being very nice.
Where'd you have to go?
You know, I'm 3rd District, 71st and Cottage.
So I've had that experience too. So when you got a cousin, right, they steal your shit. Once they figure out they can steal it,
Yeah.
they steal it all the time.
Yeah, they stole yours like 5 times.
Like
didn't they?
5 times they stole that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like 5th time I was like, y'all got that shit. I'm sick of this shit. Y'all got this shit. But I remember one time they had to go to the little shit on Inglewood. Because it's like probably the 3rd time or something they stole the shit. I had to go to the joint on Inglewood. I come in, motherfucker like, hey man, I know you. I was like, no, you don't know me. White police. He said, no, I know you. I think I arrested you before. I was like, man, fuck you. But long story short,
I arrested you before. It's crazy.
My car, they found it on your block actually.
Yeah?
It was on the corner of your block.
Mm-hmm.
So my old man was like, you know, he took me over there type of shit. Police pull up on my father about 60 at the time. You know the police pull up on us out, because ain't nobody there. They just like, go get your shit.
Right.
So we going to get the shit. I'm looking at all the damage and shit because they disrespect your shit when they got your shit. They treat it like
it's nuts.
Nothing. The police pull up on us and had me and my father get on the ground like we stole.
They ran the places for a stolen car. They see y'all.
Oh, gee, my father was so mad at me. Oh, he was mad. I hate this nigga.
Last time somebody stole a car I had this blue Chrysler, and they stole it, and I was like, when the police don't find it, I got the car back, whatever. It wasn't really fucked up, except it's just niggas was just nigga shit in my car. It was guts from Swisher Sweets on the floor. It was just ignorant shit. You know what I'm saying? But it was also a bunch of Chinese casino chips.
How they went together?
Like, what you
Went to the
niggas?
riverboat.
What you niggas doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a bunch of them. A case, in fact. Like,
Yeah.
y'all went to an underground casino. Like, it was wild. But anyway, yeah, somebody took my car today. So, you know, I was running around doing that, trying to get rental cars, trying to get insurance claims. But fuck it, we here.
Dumb shit.
E is here, per usual.
Finally, my time has come. Golly, I'm talking about damn stolen vehicles.
Oh, the hate.
I'm just joking. Kind of.
Pay me attention.
I'm a woman.
I need some attention.
Seriously.
What's up,
You
E?
know this one.
How are you, love?
I'm all right. Cool.
You good?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Nobody ever stole your
All
shit?
that for that?
Right.
How you want to say?
That's
I said I was joking. I said
it's the most woman shit ever. Like, ah, look at me, look at me, look. Okay, babe, what's up?
Don't look at me no more. Don't look at me no more.
No,
Hi.
I'm sorry. I was just kidding. Exactly.
What?
No, I'm good. I'm hot a little bit. It's a little hot in here.
You ain't lying about that. On my agenda was to get AC units in here today, but a lack of transportation thwarted my plan. Back with us again, delightfully, Shabazza is here.
Hello.
Shabazza, what it do?
Man, you know I'm chilling.
Hi.
You good?
Yeah.
High as hell.
He's like, man.
You know, I'm a little lifted, but I'm still me.
You always you, and I love that about you. Can I tell you a secret?
What?
You ever wonder what gets said about you in a group chat?
That's a good question. I wonder.
Like anybody, any of y'all ever wonder what gets said
Yeah.
about you in a group chat?
Yeah.
No.
I want to know.
You probably don't ever wonder.
I don't read group chat.
I believe you when you say you don't want to know. I do wonder, and I be wanting to know and shit. Like, what the fuck? What did you say about me in your group chat type shit? In our group chat, we call you Coach Check.
Coach A.
Coach Check.
Coach Check.
Am I in that group chat?
Oh man, I know what this is about.
You're kinda in the group chat,
what
but
this
group chat did you
bullshit
talk-
is about.
it's the one group chat that we have too.
Oh yeah, I'll be knowing what the fuck happened today.
Yeah. I'm gonna have
The
to-
one Herb and 2 group chat that you've
I'm
never
in
in.
today because I sat
It
there
says
like 5,
HT
and
production.
the got stole around 10. I was like, damn, I ain't seen none of this shit. Hey, you cool?
Shout out to P. Because as soon as I said my car got stolen, P said, hey, bruh, look, I'm wrapping up a little work right now, but I'm not fucking your crib. You need something to make a move, let me know. I got you.
I went back and read it. That's why I knew it was her early when it happened. That's why I felt bad.
Yeah, I was smoking by then, sir.
I mean, when I found out, I called. You know what I'm saying?
That matters. And that
Can we
matters.
go back to Coach Check?
Coach A.
Yeah. What?
Shabazza, a.k.a.
Why would you bring that up though?
Because he's hurt.
Why not?
What was the point?
I know what that's about. That's some fucked up shit. Coach Check.
I knew Coach Checks when I was young.
Well, okay. In
So wait a
group
minute.
chat's defense.
Y'all don't have no nigga name in y'all phone store that's like some shit
Hey, I
like
can
Buddy
go
from the
right
mall.
now.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Fuck that nigga. Don't ever call that nigga again no more ever in life. I had sentences for niggas.
that type of shit.
Yes.
I assure you that Kochek is used as a term of endearment.
Endurement.
Endearment. I want to talk like Glorilla now. Yeah, Glow.
Endearment. Okay.
Music.
I don't like it, but you know, I feel like it's no disrespect coming.
It's not no disrespect.
I know. So
It's not no disrespect. It's always
Nothing
like
wrong with it, but
it's
you
always
never let it
it's
happen.
Before your
public.
name was known as Shabazza.
I just realized the conversation me and P was having who we was talking about. I didn't know. I thought we were talking about something different.
I would throw this fucking everything. I would throw everything away.
Because I got my own personal coach check. I didn't know it was the same coach check.
Yeah, I remember we was having that conversation.
I got my own coach check.
I put my coat over there.
Speaking of
Coach check is
Glorilla,
universal.
speaking of Glorilla though, you know who I'm jealous of?
Who?
Meg Thee Stallion.
Why?
Cause I don't know how to twerk like that. Have y'all been seeing the videos going around for her that song that her and Glorilla got together?
Yeah, but
No.
I don't think you should expect to be able to twerk like that. Like,
I
I
would love to
don't
be able to do that. I'm a little jealous. Y'all ain't seen
When I saw she got a song called Captain Hook. And when I
yeah,
seen the
that's that
video
shit.
for that, I was
Saying
like,
no Diddy, just saying that title.
on
You
Patreon.
should.
On Patreon, I'll tell you why I have such an affinity for the song.
Say no Diddy again. Just sing it.
Anyway, yeah.
But nah, she cold though. Shorty next level with her shit though.
Yeah, I would love to.
Shorty ain't your average
I don't know
neighborhood
how to do it,
twerker.
though.
You know
Yeah.
what's crazy,
It's-
G? So my son's a degenerate and I'm trying to get him in college.
Do you practice? Talk about yeah.
I mean, she got her body shape though.
She got a donk. She got
It's
a donk.
It's just very like. How do
It's
you do
just
that?
so loose. It takes work. Like, you know, when I get my gains
I'm
up,
gonna say you
can
said
do
that
a
like
little
you know how to
something.
do it.
I got some good twerk videos. I can't show
Pull
a lot
them
of,
joints out.
you know what I'm saying? I don't just be showing my ass like that. All the good twerk
Except on
videos
the
is
video.
in a thong, of course. So.
Oh, you got real twerk.
All the good ones is in the thong.
Only them.
I see what it shows.
That's that drink kicking in.
Not a
That's
did.
what I just said. I see what's
Did is
Say
crazy.
this for the big.
between Shabazza and her.
In my defense, my birthday is in about 36 hours. So
I'm just having fun, but being serious.
Real quick
I'm
though,
being
man,
serious,
I
too.
called Texas Southern because they had some connections for trying to get my son in school, and they claimed the fame. Well, one, they was like, we got a 2.3 GPA average. They said that shit with pride, right? Then the motherfucker was like, plus, Meg Thee Stallion with it. Like, that's their sales point, G.
of course, why wouldn't it be?
You just hit me on some, well, first of all, it's got a meaning to my child. Because obviously he didn't have a 2.3 to get to the 2.3. Right?
Whatever.
But you said that shit like it was like some academic achievement to have a 2.3. And then followed up with, Meg Thee Stallion was here. Okay, and motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I didn't get it.
No, that works. Listen,
You think that's a sales tactic for college?
100%.
Absolutely.
If I thought the next Meg was at your school, I'd sign up, nigga. If I'm an 18-year-old boy and you like, hey, we produce Megs in this
It's
motherfucker.
an HBCU. It's 300 megs at every HBCU.
I get it, but this the one I know.
I was irritated with that dumb ass shit.
Nah, it's part of the process. It's part of the process. Let's talk about forgiveness.
Woo.
Well,
I was gonna throw my mama under the bus when y'all was talking about stealing and stuff, but I'm not going to.
I was
I'll do it.
just gonna say when you was talking about twerking and shit, I'm like, wait a minute. that's
You can't
crazy.
say that then not say
I'll
that.
do it on Patreon.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
talk about it on Patreon.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is the topic of the day. I had no transition from that.
I'm seeing it.
Usually I can find some little sliver of a bridge from here to there.
Nope.
I wasn't even gonna look for it. Like we gone. We want to talk about forgiveness today. And what that looks like
It's gonna be terrible. Oh God.
in family,
Oh.
in romantic relationships, in any relationships. Forgiveness. Critical component of life. At some point, everybody is going to be in a situation where forgiveness is at least an option
There are
as a
stipulations.
path forward. Right? At least an option, right? You can be like, fuck them, fuck you for life, or you can be on some forgiveness shit, or you can be on some middle of the road shit, whatever. But everybody will come across a situation where forgiveness will absolutely be one of your options. Shabazza, let's start with you. Very generally, very basically, let's start here. Most frequently, when forgiveness.
Wait, can we ask first, what do we all consider forgiving and forgiveness? Because that's the question that I was asked, and I thought I was a forgiving person, and then I realized.
Yes. Yes, we need to define it. I would love to define it after this first round of questions, though.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that because I got a definition.
Yeah.
When forgiveness has been an option for you, you ain't got to go into it.
I won't.
How frequently, if you can give maybe a percentage or however you want to describe it, how frequently have you chosen it as a road forward?
I would say 30% of the time.
30% of the time, when forgiveness has been an option, you've chosen it.
Yes.
70% you was like FDB.
What is FDB?
Man,
Yeah.
I keep trying to figure it out.
Pete, tell them people.
FNF, FDB,
Oh, fuck that
fuck
bitch.
DN, FDN, FDBS.
Okay. 2.
Wait, hold up. You had 500 more acronyms. What did you say? F what now?
He said it.
She said FDN too. Like fuck that nigga, fuck that bitch, fuck that person,
That was the S.
FZB.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
fuck that they.
It's big fucking energy.
Yeah, Me and E was having a conversation when you came in here, G, and then you said something too, and I kind of line up with that shit. Like, I don't know if I ever forgive because I don't know if I ever care.
Okay, I don't want to wait. Don't go too far. I just want to get a base for the conversation.
Okay.
Generally speaking, for everybody, you know what I mean? When it's been an option, how often have you chosen it?
Probably 100% of the time because I
Okay.
don't care. You know what I mean? I'm indifferent.
All right, then that's why we have to define it because I don't know if that's
Exactly.
what we're
And
looking
that's what I was
for.
going to say. I was going to say, I would think that I've chosen it 100% of the time. Or
Stop it.
90% of the time.
In some perspective.
90% of the time, because there's two people, there's one person I thought that I was forgiving. So that's why I'm like, I thought that I was a forgiving person, but I guess if you still hold some type of.
All right. I would say for me, 60, 70% maybe. Next question I want to ask before we define it. We can go reverse this time. Is an adequate apology necessary? Is that a prerequisite to forgiveness?
No.
No. Do you need an adequate apology? You like fucking off jump, huh?
I don't know because
No, I
don't care.
No, G, like I don't put that much stock into too much of shit. Like,
Okay.
it sounds fucked up. I feel harsh about myself.
Okay. All right. We're gonna dig into that and see. Shabazza, is an adequate apology a prerequisite to your forgiveness?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
What's an adequate apology?
Whatever you define. Whatever you feel like, okay,
Like, you hungry?
whatever you
It could
think,
be, my
whatever.
bad.
It's up to you.
Whatever.
It's up to you.
Some type of
tweaking.
acknowledgement.
Yeah, whatever the it's an individual thing. Like what,
Your bullshit.
however you harmed me, do I feel like you apologize
Somebody just hit me with
adequately
that
for that?
recently. And I was like, I don't really want to acknowledge it.
I would generally say yes. An adequate apology was necessary, but I also have experiences of where the apology wasn't given, but I still found the forgiveness.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You still
So
have to
We got to
forgive
get into the
because
definition.
you need it like for yourself.
Yeah.
Forgiveness is really not about the other person. It's about
well, come on, you
Well, I
already
feel like
defined
there's
you already
two
defined it.
types
Let's
of
go.
forgiveness.
Wouldn't it be like a scale though? Like,
There's
what kind
two
of harm
types.
have you done to me for have to
That
for
part.
to warrant like a forgiveness?
That part.
It's individual. It's on an individual basis.
But I think that's why my question is like, or my conversation is like, I'm so indifferent. Like, I don't know what that kind of harm would have to be for me to even
All right.
think about it in that capacity.
All right, so you
that-
jumped a little bit. Let's define
that
it
goes
before we can
into
figure
the-
out, where it applies. You started defining it.
So I thought forgiveness. What is
I
happening?
thought they were shooting.
Hey, this nigga. Everybody off camera, Ron just damn near died over a water bottle, but it's cool.
I thought that forgiveness was just kind of like letting something go, packing it away, but that you don't necessarily have to be interacting with the person anymore or engaged in any type of way. You know, you can forgive someone, but then never talk to them again,
Truth?
never see them again, et cetera, et cetera. This came up because someone asked me, was I a forgiving person? And I said, yeah, but then as I continued to talk about a situation,
You realize you hadn't quite given that
it's like, yeah,
forgiveness.
you don't really sound like you forgave this person. And I was like, maybe I
FDB.
don't. You know, right. But so I don't know. I don't really know.
All right.
Not holding any resentment, I guess. It's probably forgiveness.
We're going to skip over cold heart. How would you define forgiveness, Shabazza?
So for me, it's two types of forgiveness. And I know people going to be like, there's only one type of forgiveness. But I get to say what the fuck I want to say and feel how I want to feel.
You
right?
absolutely do, especially on Herbert
Oh,
too.
Larry.
Right. So for me, there's like forefront forgiveness, like where I forgive you and maybe we can try to salvage or move on, to some capacity. Mm-hmm. Right? And it depends on, like you said, the nature of whatever happened, the nature of the situation. Then there's forgiveness for me, because I hold grudges. I got big Scorpio energy, and when I tell you, when it's fuck you, it's big fuck you. Like, I stand on 10, I walk on 10 toes every day, and I stand on them motherfuckers every day, too. So when I say fuck you, it's big fuck you. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't do phony shit. So when I decide, and it takes a lot.
Right.
E, you've been knowing me. Me and E been knowing each other for 25 years. We've had our differences probably younger, not as adults, but you know what I'm saying? We work through shit. So for me to say big fuck you,
you did some shit.
You did some shit. Some inappropriate. So I will forgive for my sake, for me not to hold that negative energy, but don't speak to me when you see me.
Let me pull up on the shoulder right here for just a second, because I just gotta tell y'all some shit. We always reference I promise I'll give the call back on the road. I see you getting worried already. We always talk about the comedy shit. Ali Sadiq is fucking hilarious comedian. If y'all don't know Ali Sadiq, find out who. Look up Ali Sadiq. He's hilarious. Anyway, he's talking.
Bus stop nigga.
Huh?
The bus stop nigga joke.
Yes.
Yeah, that's funny.
This nigga is talking about how much he holds to grudges. Like you were just saying, he's like, I hold on grudges. The shortest way I can put it is some nigga knocked him the fuck out when he was 15 years old. When he was 15 years old, a nigga knocked him the fuck out. I'm talking about broke 5 bones in his face, flipped his eye socket, knocked him the fuck out. Okay?
Damn.
On a sneak punch. Boom. Laid his goof ass out. Right? That's when he was 15. When he's 22 years old, he sees this nigga somewhere. Walks up to him and say, hey, what's your name, bruh? Like, nigga, my name Quincy. Fouled on him with a metal rod. Bing! Split buddy shit all the way open, right? Split his shit open. They have a fight. He wilding the fuck out, right? Buddy fouled on him when he was 15. He saw Buddy when he was 22. Bust his head to the fucking white meat. Ali Sadiq is 50 years old, okay? So he's telling the story. He's like, all right, that happened when I was 15. Second thing happened when I was 22. This nigga said, last year, he said, oh no, I missed a huge part. I'm sorry. 15, Buddy fouls on him. 19, he's riding the car. No, 18, he riding the car with his homie. He see him on the bus stop. He tells homie, hey, pull the car over. Homie like, what? He like, hey, remember I told you Buddy fouled on me? So he on that bus stop back there. Let me out the car. He let him out the car. He goes, blow Buddy down. Boom, 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 boom. Spit on him and walk away. Right? True story as far as I know.
Exonerated for all these crimes. It's true stories though.
True story as far as I know. Walks the fucking way, right? This is when he's 18. Buddy fouled him at 15. He see him at 18, blow him down on the bus stop. At 22, he see him somewhere, bust his shit to the white meat. Then he 50 years old. He like, last year, I'm in Walmart with my OG.
With my mama.
I'm in Walmart with my mama. And I tell my mama, I say,
Go to the car.
go to the car. And my mama like, what? He like, go to the car.
be mad at
She
you
like,
if I
what's
was
going on?
rude, though.
He said, remember when I was 15, I told you that boy punched in my eye? Go to the car. He say, he walked up to Buddy again. Because when he blew him down the bus stop, he also walked up to him and said, hey, what's your name? He said, my name Quincy, nigga. Bow, 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 bow.
Right.
So I'm later for the pipe. My name, he walked up to him in Walmart. He said, say, bruh, what's your name?
Bob.
Buddy is on a walker. He said, Buddy literally on a fucking,
Oh, no,
The man had his ass beat him, shot. He had a hard life.
on a walker. He said, Buddy on a walker. He said, I walked up to him and said, hey, what's your name? Buddy turned around and said, don't hit me, nigga. Nigga, don't you hit me. Nigga, don't you hit me. He said, man, I was on crack. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, nigga. Don't you hit me. Like, holding a grudge. Shout out to Ali Sadiq, man.
That's hilarious.
Fucking hilarious. Two, can you define...
Fucked up to be Quincy.
Yeah, no, Quincy a wild nigga. Can you define forgiveness, too?
Leveraging y'all answers, man. Like, I don't hold grudges. I don't fuck with people, but I don't really hold grudges.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I guess that's what I can
But
say.
even in the again, it's about the harm for me. Like, even in the context of you just mentioned the Ali Sadiq shit. Like, something like that happened, I'm going to see you every time I see you.
Every time it's up.
Yeah, that's different. You know what I mean? Like,
You knock my
really
eyeball the other way?
harm, you
That's
know what I mean?
crazy.
But in regards to like some emotional shit, like, and this is just me going through my therapy phase. I'm finding my emotions.
Woosah.
Therapy journey.
I'm going through my journey of finding my
Woosah.
emotions. To this point, I haven't had them for real. Like,
Sure.
to
I
like
used to think
care.
I did.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really got no answers for this one like that.
All right.
So can I just double back real quick?
Of course.
So when I say, like, I hold grudges, I mean, what I mean by that, not like I'm gonna come find you and do something every time, but if I hold a grudge against you, that means I'm never gonna fuck with you again. Like, there are certain situations where maybe you need space or whatever time. A grudge to me means never again. For whatever reason, you can have $1 million in your hand and say, I have this for you. Bitch, I'll be poor. I'll hold that cup on the motherfucking expressway. You feel me? Like, no, that's what I mean by a grudge.
Drake said, I'm tired of seeing these rap niggas I gotta act like I like. But my acting days are, oh, well, fuck you niggas for life. And Drake probably ain't about that, but, you know.
I feel like, though,
There's nuance there for me.
I feel like too, whereas I don't really care. So it's not necessarily that I'm even considering forgiveness, right? If you're talking about romantic relationships and stuff like that, you may have to forgive for different things.
True.
But most times I don't know that.
We talking about Big Smoke though.
Yeah, but this is what I was gonna say.
That's what's Big Smoke.
This is what
we gotta get to it. Right?
People that you have to forgive, you know, people that have to be in your life all the time, that you have to deal with, whether it be your family, very, very close friends, colleagues, whatever the case, like people that you have to
coexist with.
Like, you think that you found forgiveness, but did you really find forgiveness, or did you just kind of like sweep it somewhere?
Choose the path of least resistance.
Yeah, I think that's where it starts to become questionable for me, or like a thought for me. Otherwise, it kind of is what it is.
For me, forgiveness, I would define it one through an internal lens. Forgiveness don't have a whole lot to do with how we choose to or not to repair this relationship.
Right.
Forgiveness is how I feel when the fuck your name comes up. Have I dealt with that enough to when your name come up, I don't be like FDB. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a good way.
And that's how I would define
that's how you
forgiveness.
Identify whether or not you forgive someone.
Yeah, that's how I would define whether or not I've forgiven them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that.
And most times I would say I'm cool. Like I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really like shit is either major with me or it's not. That's just how I'm either we can send this bitch up or it's cool.
Yeah.
Like that's just really how the fuck I am about most things, right?
Yeah.
We've been partners long enough. I mean, I'm talking about in business, right? I mean, obviously we've been partners personally, but we've been partners long enough in business for us to go through a few things while we both feel like somebody moved shady. I only have one of two. We can send this bitch up, or I don't really give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really gave you no other responses. Either I'm like, fuck it, cool out. It ain't even worth all that. Or I'm like, kill these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I am. So for the most part, I'm very forgiving. You're not finna hold that much motherfucking space in my mind, in my heart, in my emotions. You're not finna hold that much space. But if you happen to hold that much space, I've struggled with that forgiveness thing
That's what I was gonna ask.
Thanks.
for a long time. I ain't never met my father. Not in any way I can remember. Like my mama and my aunties and shit tell me how the nigga was when I was a baby. But I never met him. I held that for so fucking long. It was fuck you forever. You know what I'm saying? That nigga was dead when I was 16. I was 26. Like, fuck you forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until past couple years maybe. And I'm like, nah, fuck buddy forever. You know what I'm saying? But at any point before then, I'd have saw you like, the fuck out my face type shit. You know what I'm saying? Not only what's your name 'cause I don't know you, but even if you walk up to me like, hey, son, I love your father, I'm sorry, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I might foul you type shit.
You made a joke. I was tired.
I've had some other things where I felt like that. And that takes a long time to get past. In those few instances, for the most part though, I'd be like, if I didn't foul you when it happened, we'd probably be cool. Just give me a week or two. You know what I'm saying?
5 years.
Yeah, I just had an epiphany just listening to you, right? All of y'all really, right? Even the grudge part. Like, the only grudge I've ever had was with my mama. You know what I mean? And that probably leads to the problem I have with being emotional in general, right? My mama could get that out of me because that is an emotional tie.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's a wall up somewhere that says, I ain't gonna let you do this to me.
So that's what I mean, because when I think about people that I haven't, or who I feel that I need to forgive, and maybe thought that I had forgiven them, it's like people very close to me. You know what I mean? It is my mother. You know what I mean? It is my siblings or something like that maybe. And it's kind of like you just have to overlook it, especially like my mother, for instance. In my mind, I've forgiven her. And then now we at a point where I have to take care of her, or help take care of her. And so when you realize, if you haven't like forgave the person, but then you're now responsible for helping them, that's kind of like a tough space to be in. You know
That's
what
real.
I'm saying?
That's real.
Or
It's
if
very tough.
yeah, or
That takes a big person, G.
Huh?
That takes a big person.
Yeah.
Again, but it's also about how I see love, I guess. Like I always talk about how I see commitment, right? Like
Yeah.
I was paying her bills and not talking to her.
Right.
I'm gonna do this, but I don't fuck with you. But doing this is a responsibility. You
Mm.
understand what I'm saying?
Right. So
Ooh, I need to unpack that with y'all.
Yeah. That's what
Because I ain't had that
you said
experience.
too.
I ain't had that experience, but I wanna hop into that. What emotion? Where's the divider? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Where's the disconnect between you knowing full well that I have a responsibility to you that I'm going to adhere to, but I won't talk to you though. I make sure you're straight, but I won't talk to you.
Kind of there too.
On my surface level mind, without having experienced the situations, it would seem to me that if I value you enough to even from a distance make sure you're straight, I would value you enough to have a fucking conversation. I'm really trying to learn some shit.
Again, right? I'm learning as I go. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be lying to say I had it figured out. Like my mother died 2 days after my birthday. Of that year I didn't speak to her. You know what I'm saying? And the feelings and emotions you deal with that when you know you can't in that shit again is very different.
Yeah.
Right? So when I see like my partners arguing with their mamas and shit, I be like, dog, don't do that dumb shit.
Yeah.
That's dumb shit. You know what I mean? But in the moment, that was in the moment.
True.
You know what I mean? And
Sure.
it was, you know, I don't even get upset about a lot of shit, but that was some major shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm learning right now. In hindsight, I could tell my partners, man, that's your mom. But in the moment,
You couldn't do it to
I was
yourself.
like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Me and my brother, I talk about all my brothers a lot, but I have one biological brother. Me and Ryan have always been super close, but at a couple points we've had just some real differences. And at one point specifically, we didn't talk for about at least a year, maybe almost 2. And we finally had a conversation. It wasn't nothing, you know, we finally had a conversation and I was like, bro, what the fuck is up? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do this shit we doing. What the fuck is up? And so, Ron being who he is, he's like, what you mean? And I'm like, hey, don't play with me like that. You know what I'm saying? So he like, oh, well, tell me what happened. I'm like, nigga, nothing happened. He like, why you think I'm like, nigga, don't nothing have to happen. Nigga, I've been your brother for 30 years, nigga. Nothing has to happen for me to know that something is wrong with us right now. You know what I'm saying? I know how we interact. I know what our shit is. So when that shit deviates at least this far, nothing happened, nigga. And in that moment, he understood exactly what I was doing, and we've been as we should be ever since. Like, you know what I'm saying? How have you dealt with that shit? Like, you and two say y'all had similar things. How was that for you?
Well, it's different. My mother, loved my mother dearly, love her to death. Once I realized certain things she wasn't really gonna acknowledge, right? I kind of let it go, right? I let it go a little bit, or I let it go for the most part. But then the thing that happens is sometimes not even through me, it might be through like my siblings, right? Stuff may come up where they're not being disrespected, but where their feelings are like being disregarded, and their feelings are hurt because of the experiences they've had with my mother, for example. So then my frustration and anger comes back because I'm like, okay, you still the same person type of a thing. You know what I'm saying? I've dealt with it, but the other people that I love too, maybe have or haven't or whatever the case may be. So then it kind of ruffles up feelings again, which is then why I question like, well, if you forgive somebody, you shouldn't have any type of resentment or underlying resentment. But then the resentment sometimes comes up by way of somebody else. You know, I got 10 siblings. My mother has 10 kids.
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
Yeah.
Some of them siblings I don't talk to, and it don't matter
Sure.
to me because we don't have those relationships.
Sure.
And some of them I'm very, very close with, hang with, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a hard thing when you have to, I don't know, you have to just deal with like all those different emotions simultaneously. But like what Tu said about the responsibility part is like wild because
that's very wild. That's like a very hard thing.
why?
Not wild. I'm not talking about that part. I'm saying that having to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's wild.
It's not a wild thing. I mean, we're responsible for our parents. Eventually, you know what I mean? Eventually, we're responsible for our siblings and stuff like that, I guess. You know what I mean?
To some capacity, yes.
Yeah, so
I don't even know if I believe it's to some capacity. Right? I know I probably different than a lot of people in this.
And that's what I wanted to talk about that too, though.
Like, family is family, G. Like, I'm gonna rock with family all the way through. We could have all kind of problems. I'm going to rock with you in any capacity that I can.
Even to your detriment?
What's to my detriment? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna put myself in
the
any
part
harm
that I be
on purpose.
Right.
But what's to my detriment, right? So, and again, like foundationally, and for me, I think this is very important. It's also kind of who I am and why I am. You know what I mean? It's why I deal with us the way I deal with us. It's why I carry the anchoring of what it means to be black so heavily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Outside of Werner, black is the very next thing. You know what I mean? But Werner's first. So I'll go to the grave behind Werner. You know, every one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And again, like I said, that might be just the kind of upbringing I was anchored in, but it's always family first. You know what I mean?
So when you say you'll go to the death behind Werner, I would assume, or I'll ask, the Werner that you'll go to the death with, you're close with all of them, where you have some sort of relationship, some sort of connection, like real connection with them, would you say? Okay. So if...
And that shit is like layered. Like all my immediate family members is gone with the exception of like I got nieces and nephews still here.
Right.
But I mean, my second, third cousins, like we all in the lot. Like,
right.
We rock.
So anybody, if it's to your detriment though, and your detriment could be going broke, it could be losing yourself mentally, it could be physical harm, whatever the case may be. I feel like a lot of times we hear that saying, like, family is everything. All you got is your family. Blood is thicker than water, right? And all these things. And as black people, I feel like we hear that a lot. And then we just feel that we have to just accept and take whatever comes our way in the name of blood.
Again,
and I don't know if that's a
perspective
healthy thing or not.
I come from a black community, like we all come from black community.
Yeah.
But if I'm being honest, like we all see family differently.
Yes.
Like even in my community, my family, and from my purview, are very different than most of the families.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we just rock differently, G. Like we depend on one another. You know what I mean? For her, we was a couple years ago. It had a snowstorm or some shit. Down on 22nd Street. My auntie was like, "2, come shovel my snow." And I left there and I went to shovel the goddamn snow. Like that's what's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
And it wasn't no question that she was gonna call 2 to come do it, and there wasn't no question that 2 was gonna come do it. Now in the midst of that, I got younger nephews and shit. Now as they rolled, I called them like, "I'm not doing this no more. Nigga, you get your ass up. You go do it."
Yeah.
But that's your responsibility now. You know what I mean? We all, in my mind, we all hold each other up. Now as a man too, I try not to need, because my understanding of manhood is that.
Yeah.
So what I really need from them ain't that. It ain't physical or financial. It's the stability or the emotional anchoring that I can have from what it means for us to be family. You know what I mean?
My shit is so interesting, man. Because I don't feel like I have that type of family unit. Like all my cousins are like siblings to me. My mother's house was always like an anchoring point. That's where everything happened. That's where the family gatherings were. That's where anybody could come if they needed to come. You know what I mean? So that was always like that. But I would be lying if I was like, yeah, I talk to my uncles all the time, or I talk to my auntie Urshi or my auntie Donna like all the time. I saw Auntie Donna more than I saw any of my others. But like my Uncle Ricky, I saw him when I saw him. He was close. Love him. I saw him when I saw him. My Uncle Ronnie I saw rarely. You know what I'm saying? My Auntie Urshi, I saw her a lot when I was a younger kid, but then her and my mama had a thing, and I didn't see her that much thereafter, and then she passed, right? So I can't say my family was like that, but the crib was like that. So everybody would come through there. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, we had like all these experiences that was kind of like just based around that. My cousin is sitting back there, right? She like my sister. She always had been. We grew up together. We fucking a few weeks apart in age. Like we grew up together. She's fucking nuts. You know what I'm saying? So I've always had to navigate life around having this little, not younger necessarily, she's a little younger than me, but having this little sister cousin that was fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing for me to go about my day regular, having a great day, chill, peaceful. And she like, these niggas want to kill me. And I was like, oh shit.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't uncommon shit. And it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? And then, but you gotta deal with that. You gotta avail yourself to that. I'm talking about going back to being like 8, 9. She running, trying to butcher knife, stab a chick at the park. Like, what are you on? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Even like I got 2 sisters. One type on my mother's side and my daddy's side. I remember my daddy would always be like, my sister, love my sister too, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She's like a year younger than me, I think. And my daddy'd be like, you know, you got to do this, help your little sister. You got to do this, help you. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, she ain't that damn little, and she married with a damn, you know, and I'm single with a damn kid. Like, what the fuck I got to help for? You know, so, but it's...
No good deed goes unpunished, G. Like,
I'd be like...
Everybody calls my phone at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of people in my family, but everybody gonna call me at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning when shit is super sideways. Motherfucker gonna call me. And I'm be like, hello?
But that's...
Or it's one of the brothers. Bro, what the fuck are you niggas talking about?
But that's
I gotta get up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's what I mean to what two was just talking about. And Shabazza, I know you was about to chime in on it too. If it's to your detriment though, because if you, for example, not saying this is the case, if you're getting calls at 3 a.m. once a week, I know when I get calls at 3 a.m. I be stressed the fuck out. I got high anxiety.
Here's the thing to Two's point about what's to my detriment. I'm sorry. When Two say what's to my detriment, what would be the most to my detriment would be for me to wake up and be like, something happened to this person or that person.
Absolutely.
Am I fucking pissed that you fucking woke me up at 3:30 about this dumb shit? Cause y'all tweaking out somewhere? Yes, I'm pissed about that. Yeah. But I'm absolutely going to get up and I'm going to come get you. Or I'm gonna come make sure you straight. Or I'm gonna talk to you until I know you straight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That pissed me off? Fuck yeah. To my detriment though, yeah, and the fact I lost a few hours of sleep.
Right.
But it's my peace of mind of knowing that you got home safe tonight while y'all was fucking bugging. It's hard for me to weigh that against detriment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, yeah, because, I mean, it could just be different things. Because, like, for me, when it comes to my family, like, it's up. You know what I'm saying? I'm packing. And if that motherfucker, I'm going to say less. But
right.
you understand what I'm saying?
Understood.
So, on that part, like, I don't feel like that's a detriment because we going to deal with what we got to deal with.
Shit got to be done.
But in the sense of, like, my theory, and that's with anything, because even when it comes to family, it's been people that I poured into, and I've been up, and I've been down, I've been fucked up. I've been up, and I've been fucked up. And when I'm up, it's like whatever. You need whatever, you got whatever. It's nothing. And when I've been down, it's not a fucking drop.
Right.
So my motto is
reciprocated like that.
My motto is I can once my cup is full, what overfloweth. So that's what I mean to my detriment. Like, it's been situations where I pour into people or do when I really don't have. In different situations, whether it be emotionally, financially, people can be draining. So when it comes to the point where you're taking from me and you're draining me and my battery life.
That's your detriment.
That's my detriment. And even family can do that. Like, I'm like you. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll lose 2-3 hours of sleep. I get up in the morning. I do that for a friend. Even though you could call me at 5 in the morning. I know she ain't gonna call me with no bullshit, but let's say, we ain't gonna say no names, but one of our friends that you know would call us the bullshit. Girl, come get me. Yeah, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna be mad, but
and they not gonna call me because I'm not. If you gonna keep being in some dumb bullshit,
don't call. That part too. That part too. Like, at what point
no
do
good
you
deed
take
goes
accountability
unpunished
too? Because if you gonna always be there when a person is fucking up, they're gonna always expect that. And then
you volunteering for the bullshit now.
Right. Like, now I'm giving you a free pass. Like, go ahead, because you know every time I'm gonna come rescue you. So that part too, but when it's to the detriment of me, no. Like, when my glasses can't, like, people, I used to give shit when I really didn't have it, because I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I just was. And now it's like, no.
But then you deteriorate yourself. So I think it's probably different from men also, because you all carry, you know, so much weight on your shoulders, you know, when it comes to like family, like you said, going and shoveling snow, which I wonder, do the nephews take on that role? They do. Okay, that's good. You all carry way more weight, I think. Whereas like me, if somebody like, I said that, whatever the case may be, this motherfucker chasing me, don't call me, call the police or something like that. But y'all are men or whatever.
So
we have
very
to.
different though, right? And I think this is kind of uniquely what I said even in the community I was in, the difference between my family. I had a conversation a long time ago, like how poverty is destroying the black family. Like, we don't even have Thanksgiving no more because can't nobody really afford to feed everybody. So it corrupts family understanding.
Get me started on Thanksgiving.
Man,
right?
I'll be like,
but think about how we just all communicated. I ain't gonna say we, I'm gonna say y'all specifically. All of y'all connectivity came through trauma situations. My experience ain't that. Right? So he talks about my own Craig and the Red Pepper. Well, I was with Craig every weekend of my fucking life from 4 years old to damn near 24.
Yeah.
That was not a trauma bond. I love that man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got in a situation in Chicago. My uncle just came home from the penitentiary.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, he might have been home 3 months. And I had to go live with that nigga in Cedar Rapids, Iowa for 3 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's not a trauma bond. That man looked out for me when I needed somebody to look out for me. Craig looked out for me when I needed somebody to look out for me. Right? My auntie who called me.
That's a trauma bond, bro.
No, that's not a trauma bond.
You moved across the country because you was fucked up.
Because I was in trouble, but he opened his door to me. That is that's a relationship.
That's what I'm saying about my house. My house was open to anybody who needed it. It wasn't trauma, it was love.
Hear what I'm saying?
Right, I disagree
responded
with
to the
it.
conversation like to my detriment. Right? Or when you said if my cup overflows and when I'm up, I pour in. No. You first, no matter what. And that's what always has been the experience. And it ain't just with me, it's everybody's. With a word in the name, it's first. You know what I mean? I've lived in damn near every one of my family members' houses at some point. For whatever reason. You know what I mean? So the door's always been open, and I think that's valuable. You know what I mean? Example, and I've always stated this. My grandfather bought that house in 1940 some shit. Right? Without that guy, my grandfather didn't even live in that house all that goddamn long. You know what I mean? But the house became an anchoring point for everybody who fell down. At some point, when you fall down, you moving into that.
You got a spot.
Right? Yeah. So that house becomes an anchor point. And the extensions of that house now have become anchor points.
Yeah.
But you first. Right? No matter where I'm at. If I got a door and you need some door to go into, I don't give a fuck if I got an extra bed. I
got a roof.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a roof.
Like, and it ain't even just in the negative. You know what I mean? Man, we finna do this. So, man, one of my cousins, third cousin. This nigga just went to the joint. Right? Most motherfuckers don't even know they third cousins. You know what I'm saying? Man, can you send me XYZ? I absolutely. But when he was at home doing whatever he was doing, I was also benefiting off what he, if I needed it, I know I can make that call.
Yeah.
And we call each other the task too. You know what I mean? You got a problem and you doing bullshit. Hey man, you got a problem and you doing bullshit. Fix that shit.
Yeah. I think that's where it lies. And a lot of the stuff that you mentioned, or some of the stuff that you mentioned, does exist. For instance, in my family dynamics, maybe not for all, but for some. Like I said, it's different types of relationships. But I do think sometimes I do like to what you said. You all are looking at it from a trauma place or something like that, and it might be helpful or more beneficial to not look at it from that place, from that side all the time, and try to look at some of the positives, of it all. But I
don't think I would disagree that I look at it from a place of trauma in my perspective.
I was just saying based on how he just explained it, or what he heard from us when we were talking, I guess. But it may be good to look at it from a more positive place, I guess, at some points. But honestly, in my experience, even then, at some points in times, it still kind of becomes a little draining. I don't think that people all the time take what another person may be experiencing or going through into consideration, because it's hard to not think about what you're going through. You know what I mean? If you're in a survival mode, or you're going through something, it's hard for people to see that. And then if you're the person that everybody's calling, that becomes very, very overwhelming.
Tell me about it.
And then if you're the person that everybody's calling, but you haven't been that great of a person in the first place to not just me, but to people in general, you know what I mean? And this could be various people, then that's a whole nother added layer. So that's why I was asking about like forgiveness in general, or in what you said, having that responsibility or feeling like you have a responsibility even while dealing with some sort of resentment with somebody, or you know what I mean, trying to overcome something that somebody did to you is tough.
I mean, I have a great relationship with my family. Like, first off, to the way that I answered the questions, like, it stands on if it even ever gets to that point, because I may not have even experienced that, but I've made decisions. But I have a great relationship with my family. I agree with him. Like, the way we were raised, I was raised Muslim, so we ain't had no fucking choice. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You look out for your brother, you look out for your sister. Honor, respect, keep your word, period. Especially when it comes to your family first. Like, but my family is small. That's my immediate family. You know, some of the rest of my family, they a little different. Right. But I do agree with him on that aspect. But then, like, I have family members that I barely know. That's like, it's kind of like you like a nigga on the street asking me for some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not saying I won't help you, but I don't know you. I don't know your intentions, and it just feels weird. So it's that aspect to me where it comes into play on the other end.
My auntie is always trying to, my family, I got a lot of family in Arkansas. My grandparents, my auntie moved down there, which is like my daddy's best friend. I'm very close with her. But she always talking to me about the Olivers, you know? All these people, I don't be knowing who the hell they are. But she always telling me, giving me updates on all these people, and I don't be knowing who they are. She sent me a video of, this is your cousin, he's living his life, he on there dancing and stuff, and I used to be like I don't care, they asked about me, like, who are, like, I don't care, but more recently, I've been more, like, trying to be more in tune and trying to understand, like, who they are. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's important. Yeah, because it is to understand, like, your lineage and stuff like that. But she been doing this for years, and I swear, I'd be like, you know, I would never tell her that, but I'd be looking like,
I saw some shit the other day. It was real interesting. It's on point, but off base of what we talked about. It was just dude, kind of country cat. Mm-hmm. He was like, man, growing up in the country, when you move to the city, you lose so many of your senses. He's right, because I'm from the country, he's like, I know the smell of deer. Mm-hmm. Right, I ain't got to see them. I know they're around because I can smell deer. I'm sensitive to it. Right. You know what I mean? Right. He said I could smell diabetes. I could smell cancer because it has distinct smells. Right. He said when you move to the city, just the smog and the fog, it just kind of fucks up the senses. It buries that, right? Right. It's just a fucking. All this natural shit is innate to humans, just like any other species.
Big city is like gumbo.
Right.
I can't smell the individual things.
Also, in that same context, it's hyper-capitalism. Mm-hmm. So it creates very different kind of behavior sets, right? And it becomes hyper-transactional. You know what I mean? So even in the context, and how I say my family is different, and I got third cousins. Like my grandmother had 18 brothers and sisters. My father, she's like the second oldest. So my father, older than uncles. You know what I mean? So me being with my third cousins, we all in the same age brackets and shit like that. but we were still closely rooted to that South, even in Chicago. You know what I mean? Was I looked at my homies and, you know, just listening, it's kind of like y'all, it's like their house was what was the anchoring point.
Yeah.
But it was like that. Our anchoring point was much larger. Now as our family gets, you know, wider and wider, I start to see those links starting to break a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My children do not know and have relationships with their cousins in the way that I do and I had.
Yeah.
Now they know them, but it ain't the bond that I had.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They got 3 cousins in our neighborhood. It ain't like they get up and go over their house.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine a life like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's different. But again, it's also what level of harm when we start talking about forgiveness and all that.
Yeah,
because even though family is what it is, I also, to my mother, was like, fuck this shit. Right? But again, she was in a way had access to my emotions in a way most people don't. Right? So it probably shaped me and shaped my behavior sets and how I deal with everything. Now that commitment part is a commitment part. That name on the back of the jersey is going to be the name on the back of the jersey. We wearing that. It's just like any other job or team or whatever the fuck. I ain't got to like you, but we got to win.
Yeah, I feel that.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
I
you know
agree.
what I mean?
I was gonna say I really wish I would like, because I was with my mom and I was talking to her about, we was going back and I was thinking about my cousin, her sister's daughter. We were real close. We probably like a few months apart. And I was thinking about how we used to, I'm like, remember we used to, that cab driver used to take us to my granny house, and it used to be like 4 in the morning, and it used to just be me and my cousin in the car. We was little. We had to be like 7 or 8 or something like that in a cab at like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Man.
And then my mom was telling me like, yeah, that's because she worked at the bank. She had to be at work at this time, so she only had this one cab driver. I knew him by name. I can't think his name right now. He used to act like, he used to tell us he knew magic because he knew that when the light would turn from like red to green or something like that. I know now as an adult how he was able to do that.
Right.
But I was talking to her about that. And she was like, yeah, I'm like, dang, I used to be over there a lot. You know, I'm thinking about this stuff. And me and her, we're not close now. She cool or whatever, but a lot of us are not close. But I think if people could forgive, like even in our whole family unit, just outside of the house, like I said, my aunties, those cousins, if people could forgive a little easier, then we probably could come together and make things better. But it's like a difficult task, you know, I think for a lot of people.
I've never found it to be not worth it on the back end. Like once I've gotten past whatever I was angry about and we reestablished our connection, I've never been like, that shit wasn't even worth it. I was like, I've always been like, I'm so glad we did that. You know what I'm saying? Our bonds, like for me and my cousins, my first cousins, my grandma used to have a crib on 73rd and Cottage Grove. And now it's like some factory or some shit. I don't know what the fuck is there right now. Some shit.
73rd and Evans.
Yeah. She used to have a crib on 73rd and Cottage Grove, like literally on the corner right there, and it was the only thing right there. And because of that, all of the back land was just ours to roam. So we would just play back there and do all kind of ignorant shit. Wow, we used to eat the fucking berries off the trees and stupid shit like that. There was an old broke down car that had probably been there who the fuck knows how long. We used to fight about who got to drive that car that day. That car didn't move. It didn't have tires. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm driving today, but we in the car for hours. Just, you know what I'm saying? And that's the shit we used to do. And so, like, at any point to get out of touch or to not show up for each other is wild and unacceptable to me. Like, I just don't accept that. You know what I'm saying? And we've all done shit to each other. You know what I'm saying? We've all done shit that we was probably wrong for, you know what I'm saying, at some point. And I just don't accept the idea that we don't come back from that if the relationship matters. I just don't accept that.
Question: if the relationship matters.
If the relationship matters.
And I think that's the thing. Sometimes it does to one person, and sometimes it doesn't to the other. Because I've experienced that.
Transactional shit, though.
I've experienced that where it's like,
that's real.
I wouldn't even think that the relationship could end in the way that it did because of what the person meant to me.
Been there.
And I'm just like, I thought so much more of you.
Been there.
As a person, as a friend, you sat in my face and called me family. Like, I thought so much more of you that even if we didn't, the way things happen is everything. So sometimes people show you that you're not even worth anything, that they not even. And when you receive that, that's that.
That's tough.
That's when it's that.
That's tough.
Fuck you forever. Because you willing to say we could agree to disagree. You could even say, I don't even want to really. You could even separate. You could even whatever. But when you do shit in an ill manner and your intent is to hurt me, to destroy me, to take me out, basically.
When somebody look at you like, I don't give a fuck about you.
Like, I don't give a fuck. And you're a person who I literally love, and I want nothing.
You don't give a fuck about me?
And I want nothing.
It is crazy.
And I want nothing but the best for you. People have told me shit about you.
Right.
And can't nobody tell me shit about you even when I know it's true. That's the type of love that I have for you. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing about you, even if it was true. I'm fucking defending you. Mm-hmm. And that's part where it's like, to the grave, it's never again.
I got a question to your point. Could you forgive somebody, since you said you don't ever care, right? And so you can't really speak on forgiveness much.
It sounds so harsh when you say it.
I mean, you were just saying that you've been having a tough time with your coldness and trying to,
I'm trying to find myself.
You're trying to find yourself, so I'm, going to help you do that. If somebody intentionally tried to cause harm to you, whatever that harm may be, it doesn't have to be physical harm. Could you find yourself forgiving them? Like, could you forgive that person?
And what if it's a continuous antagonizing situation on top of that?
Like, if you know somebody intentionally caused you harm or had ill intent, whatever you said.
I know it sounds cold, but I'm also introspective than a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm not going to drink poison with the hopes that you get sick. Right? Mm-hmm. So I don't carry that shit on my spirit. Mm-hmm. So if I'm not harmed, if I grow out of the harm or grow past the harm, that's so big. G. I'm not, I don't hold people to no one standard. People grow, people change. Shit happens. Right?
So okay, boom. So boom.
Boom.
So you don't hold them to it because you don't drink poison, whatever you just said, right? But then
blow my shit out when I be cold. That was a bar.
It was a bar, and I can't articulate the bar, right? So I don't want to fuck it up. But
I was laughing at y'all from watching the last show, and y'all was like you said something, and she was like, "Okay, I get it, cool."
Yeah, shut up.
And you was like, "Don't get it and dismiss it."
It could be going toe to toe.
Yeah, I do.
So you said, okay, so you could let it go. You're not gonna hold it to when people change and all that. In order to get to that point, though, do they need to acknowledge it at least? Do they need to apologize? Or are you just, because I think that's what forgiveness is when you may see it. I don't need an apology all the time. I can just let it go. I might not fuck with you.
Right, that part.
But I can let it go. But if you're saying people change and stuff like that, then I only take that to assume that you would still
rebuild the relationship or have some
so
form
I'm wondering
of
what they need to acknowledge
communication.
Again, like I said, it's levels, right?
Uh-huh.
So
I would agree.
I'm not holding nobody to no standard either, right? But just, it's like a stove, right? The stove could burn, it's fire, right? A fire could be used to cook, or a fire could fuck you up. I know the power of the fire. How I engage going forward is based on what I know about the fire.
Could feed you or kill you.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. But I'm not sitting in the dark like, ooh, I can't wait to see this bitch.
No, absolutely not. We don't do that either.
On the street, I'm gonna act like I don't know.
The energy.
No, I ain't giving that much
I'm gonna act like I don't know.
I'm not even, yes, go ahead.
And in regards to the hurt
Don't
part,
say
the
shit
harm
to
part,
me.
and again, this is personal. You know what I'm saying? That's probably a problem I do have internally. I have an emotional blocker like, you ain't even getting that close to me. So I ain't really thinking about that. And that's fucked up. You know what I mean? That's fucked up.
Yeah, don't learn how to be vulnerable.
So we are going to extend this conversation with a Patreon edition of it. Put a little bit more detail on some of these stories we've touched on. Maybe put a name or a face on some of these shits that I might want to get out. I do want to mention this before we go because I mentioned it to you before we came on camera is that for me, there's this indifference that kind of blocks forgiveness for me. Mm-hmm. Like my immediate circle, right? So two talk about like second, third, eighth cousins. Yeah. I'm talking about my siblings and my first cousins. Mm-hmm. Everybody else, there's a little bit of there's a line right here. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's all love. I got distant cousins that I talk to frequently. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Shout out to Melanie, Nisha. Like I got distant cousins I talk to frequently. But when I'm talking about this idea of I won't allow us to not be, I'm talking about my siblings and my first cousins. Okay. I have an indifference to just shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's part of the reason I was talking about earlier was like, either I'm going to send this bitch up or I'm just going to walk away. I don't give a fuck that much. I'm just indifferent to you. You know what I'm saying? So do I forgive you? No. Am I holding on to a grudge? No. You just don't fucking matter to me. Yeah. It's not this. You know you could this isn't that important. It ain't important enough for me to amend it. It ain't that important for me to carry with me for the rest of my life mad either. Like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that deep. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That indifference blocks some of my forgiveness too. Because I'm super quick to be like, oh yeah, I used to talk to you every day. Now, this is the last thing of the week. I gotta go. I used to work with this old dude. Super cool dude named Richard. Super dope. One of the coolest things I ever heard anybody say in life was some shit he said to one of our coworkers who happens to be a great person, a friend of mine. And they was beefing at work one day for some petty shit, whatever the fuck it was. And she wasn't talking to him, he wasn't talking to her. I said, man, y'all gonna fix this shit or not? She ain't talking to you. He said, hell, what I care about her not talking to me? I used to not know her. I said, that's the coldest shit I've ever heard in my life, nigga. That. I used to not know her. I said, damn, that's fucking nuts. And they was really cool. Like in real life, they was cool. But he was like, shit, I used to not know her. I said, that's some shit right there.
I feel that 1,000%. Like I used to not know, and you be like, I was fine without that motherfucker.
I was sitting there flabbergasted, mouth open, like that's the deepest shit I ever heard in my life. We gotta go, man. Appreciate y'all so very, very much for tuning in to this Relationship Friday edition of Herb and 2. Huge shout out to Big Glow. Huge. Kerbers on Kerbers. Huge shout out to Big Glow.
At the end of the day, they go in.
At the end of the day, they go in. Hey.
That shit I ever heard.
Hey, Hun Dame did the do. That's what I think. Hun Dame time got busy. Shout out to Big Glow though. I like Shorty, man. She's sweet. Huge shout out to Shabazza though for coming through.
Thank you.
Again, you always bless the conversation, bless the show. We finna get in your business on this Patreon edition though. We finna see what's to it.
All right.
Man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for y'all input. As always, it was extremely valued and definitely appreciated. We'll see y'all back next week, Monday, live, 1 p.m. Central Time for a live edition of Herb and 2. Huge shout out to the brothers doing the hard work behind the camera. They go by the name of P.I. and Ron Rilla. That's E for 2. I'm Herb. Y'all be good to each other. Peace.
Assalamu alaikum.